Hello there, this is Jedi Master Daniel 96, and in today's video is a special kind of video because in May it was the 30th anniversary of Heir to the Empire, which is the first book in the Thrawn trilogy. And so I'm doing this, in June, a month late. So that's a disclaimer there. And so that's that bit. And I didn't get a chance to do my reread of this book in May, so that's why I'm doing it now. And I recently reread the book, so that's that. And, it definitely was a goal of mine to do going into this year, and I finally did it. And I'm gonna do a review of Heir to the Empire, and I'll, review the other two books in a separate video, they'll each get their own video. And with the side note out of the way, let's get to it as we review Star Wars Heir to the Empire by Timothy Zahn, the first book in the Thrawn trilogy. So, let's get started. Well, this book takes place 5 years after Return of the Jedi, and this is part of the Legends timeline. So, this is not part of the current canon timeline. This is part of the original expanded universe, now called Legends, for those who don't know, and I'm sure a lot of people know this is part of Legends. And the characters are Luke Skywalker, Han Solo, Leia Organa Solo, Mara Jade, Grand Admiral Thrawn, Talon Karrde, Captain Pellaeon, and Borsk Feyla. And this is the first appearance of, Thrawn, Mara Jade, Talon Karrde, Pellaeon, and Borsk Feyla, which, did appear in expanded universe works down the line, and most notably, you would bring in two of the most iconic Star Wars Legends characters, Mara Jade and Thrawn is, part of both canon and Legends, and obviously get Mara Jade. And this is, definitely when Luke Skywalker and Mara Jade first meet, but they do not fall in love in this book. That's later down the line. So that's a little side note for those who don't know. And Borsk Feyla is, a character who appears in various EU works, and he's a Bothan character. Then you have, Talon Karrde, who appears in various works, who's a smuggler. Then you have Pellaeon, who's Thrawn's, right-hand man, who's an Imperial officer and was name-dropped in Star Wars Rebels. And this is also the first appearance of the planet Coruscant. So, this book was published 8 years before The Phantom Menace came out in theaters. So this is where the planet Coruscant made its first appearance. Then later down the line gets incorporated into the prequel trilogy, which is pretty cool. And there's even a mention that I never caught the first time while reading this. There's a mention of Zygerians, which I found that pretty cool while I was rereading this book. It just blew my mind that there was the mention of Zygerians, which I thought was pretty cool. And Zygerians appeared in the Clone Wars and in the Bad Batch, so that's that there. And then we're also introduced to the clone Jorah Sabayoth. So, he plays a part in this trilogy, and, first appears in this novel. And Leia is pregnant with Jaina and Jacen Solo, but they're born in the third book, so they aren't born yet in Heir to the Empire. And this book shows you the state of the galaxy, what it was like, after the events of Return of the Jedi in the Legends timeline. And I think it, does a pretty good job at it, giving you more of that, post-Return of the Jedi era feel to it. And especially, when this book came out, as it was kickstarted the post-Return of the Jedi EU era. And it, did pretty good at, setting the stage of the era around this part in the timeline. And, Thrawn plans to destroy the New Republic. Then, when Mara Jade, wants to kill Luke at first because she thinks Luke killed Palpatine. So, as we know, Mara Jade is the Emperor's hand, so you have that bit in the book as well. Then there's a bit where Han sends Leia to Kashyyyk so the Wookiees can protect her, and I thought, that was pretty cool to see Kashyyyk in this book. And there's even a part where Wedge and Rogue Squadron play a part, and also, down the line in various other EU books. Especially this one, you see a background character like Wedge Antilles, play more of a part, and that's definitely, one of the greatest things about the expanded universe and all like the supplemental material when it comes to Star Wars. Like, you can take a character that has like a very small role in a movie, can play a big part in all like the supplemental material, like all the books, comics, shows, games, etc. That's definitely what I like about supplemental material, how it expands upon background characters. This is definitely one of the best Star Wars books ever written. Man, this is like hands down a classic. I mean, if you want to read some classics, this is the way to go. And I highly recommend this book to any Star Wars fan because, I mean, if you haven't read a Star Wars book and you're just, let's say, a movie and a TV show only person, I mean, definitely pick up this book because this book is like, and the Thrawn trilogy in general, is like a pivotal part in Star Wars history. Like, this book is, like, responsible for, like, reviving the interest in Star Wars, because, like, the years after Return of the Jedi, like, between when Return of the Jedi came out and this, kind of Star Wars was in that, like, kind of almost going to that dead zone where it was just sort of, like, fading off into obscurity. Then this came along, and this kind of, set the stage for, like, all the other stuff to come in the EU, then the release of the prequels, then the Clone Wars series, etc., and all the stuff so forth. Like, I'd say without this book, we probably wouldn't be where we are with the Star Wars stuff we are today, with the prequels, the Clone Wars, and even the Disney stuff as well. So that's, that bit. And, man, I could go on and on, like, how much this book is, a pivotal part of, in Star Wars franchise history. And that's pretty much all I gotta say. Don't forget to like this video, subscribe to the channel. What did you think of this book? Did you like this book? Not like this book? You indifferent about it? Let me know your thoughts down below. And share this video and tell your friends to subscribe. And let's reach that 400 milestone. And don't forget to follow me on Twitter at DanRS87, on Instagram at JamMasterDaniel96. Like my Facebook page, JamMasterDaniel96, and you can join my Discord server, which is linked down below. And may the Force be with you, and have a great day. Bye.